1. Cold, cooling school. Liu Wansu proposed that all diseases ultimately manifest as pathogenic fire. He believed that even pathogenic cold could change into heat or undergo a process of mutual assimilation with fire and heat to yield the fire-type syndrome. Therefore, cool and cold-natured herbs were important to most therapies. It led to Wenbing in the Qing Dynasty. Liu's approach was suited to those with strong constitutions, but not for those who are weak. His school of thought emerged as a critique and reflection on the prevailing medical practices of the Song Dynasty, which heavily emphasized warming and tonifying treatments. He focused on using cold property herbs, and this trend was emphasized in the north of China. He criticized the excessive use of warm property herbs in the southern part of China. However, his treatment was not solely focused on using cold herbs. Instead, later generations tended to interpret his school as using only extremely cold herbs. For example, out of the nearly 350 prescriptions in his book, Xuanming Lun Fang, 66% used a combination of cold and heat, 21% were biased towards warm and hot, and 13% were biased towards cold and cool. 2. Purgation school. Zhang Kongjeng believed that most diseases result from evils invading the body. The 6 exogenous pathogens of heaven: wind, cold, summer heat, dampness, dryness, and fire, and the 6 exogenous pathogens of earth: fog, dew, rain, hail, ice, and mud. Alternatively, disease could result from improper food intake. Removing evils and dispelling the food excesses would therefore be Zhang Kongjeng's primary focus in treating diseases. His approach aimed at purging the body of harmful influences. As a disciple of Liu Wansu, he declared that his teacher was the only true successor of the Shanghan Lun, and emphasized that he himself was a legitimate part of Zhang Zhongjing's lineage. He criticized the belief that, when righteous qi exists inside, evil cannot invade, arguing instead that clearing evil qi allows righteous qi to recover naturally. According to him, when pathogenic qi declines and disappears, it returns to its origin, which forms the foundation of treatment principles. Furthermore, he insisted that even tonifying herbs like ginseng are toxic and believed that only regular food has the capacity to nourish and strengthen the body effectively. The following statements reflect his radical perspective on pathology. Diseases are all due to evil qi, regardless of whether they are external or internal problems. If you clear evil qi, righteous qi becomes stronger by itself. When pathogenic qi declines and disappears, it returns to its origin. This forms the foundation of treatment principles. Tonifying herbs do not preserve righteous qi. By expelling evil qi, righteous qi can be tonified. Expel evil qi with medicinal herbs, and tonify with diet and daily living modification. Conveyed to Kohoha in Kampo. This perspective of Zhang Kongjeng aligns closely with the Kohoha school in Japan during the Edo period. Let us now compare the pathology of Yoshimasu Todo with Zhang Kongjeng's ideas mentioned above. Men only cure disease, not righteous qi, which heaven takes care of. You can cultivate essence with food, ginseng cannot. The tonifying method came after the Han Dynasty, which is based on a speculative hypothesis. All medicines are toxins, which cannot tonify. Yoshimasu Todo. 3. Nourishing Yin School. Zhu Danshi, the most recent of the 4 great masters, synthesized the thoughts of his predecessors. While he shared similarities with Liu Wansu in focusing on clearing heat with cold herbs, he attributed the origin of heat to internal empty yin. Consequently, his prescriptions combined both tonifying and purging approaches. He often employed formulas that nourished the kidney yin while simultaneously extinguishing ministerial fire. 4. Spleen-stomach school. Li Gao proposed that disorders primarily stem from damage to the spleen and stomach, which he attributed to 3 main factors: improper food intake, overstrain, and mental irritation. He identified a critical issue as the sinking of middle qi and advocated treatments aimed at raising the qi. His approach was holistic, emphasizing the overall health and balance of the body's systems. His perspective significantly influenced the development of the Goseiha school in Japan and contributed to the evolution of Japan's unique abdominal diagnosis system. One of Li Gao's principal students later traveled to Japan, where his teachings profoundly influenced the Goseiha or later generation school, started by Dosan Manase and others. This school emphasized tonifying the earth element, which became a standard clinical focus around the Edo period. Li Gao, and Buzhongyi Qitang. Buzhongyi Qitang, also known as Bojang in Korea and Hochuakito in Japan, is a traditional medicinal formula developed during the Yuan Dynasty by Li Gao, the author of Pi Wei Lun and the leader of the Spleen Stomach School. His city was under siege by the Mongolian army, and he faced the daunting task of treating mass casualties and infectious diseases. During this time, Li Gao observed that traditional methods of clearing heat were not always effective, with many patients succumbing to illnesses despite his efforts. He noticed that some patients did not respond to heat-clearing treatments. This led him to realize that the root of all diseases lies in the spleen and stomach. He hypothesized that these patients were unable to overcome the heat due to a deficiency in spleen and stomach qi. This understanding prompted him to develop a different approach. Instead of clearing the heat, he focused on tonifying spleen qi. This novel approach proved successful, recognizing the importance of addressing internal damage when the digestive system is injured by mental or physical fatigue. Li Gao believed that spleen deficiency could cause heat, making it difficult to cure. He referred to this as yin fire and proposed that it could be treated with warming, sweet-tasting medicine to supplement the spleen and stomach qi, raise vital energy, and extinguish heat. This led to the creation of Buzhongyi Qitang. In modern traditional Chinese medicine, this heat is referred to as qi deficiency heat or qi deficiency fire, while the term yin fire is used to denote yin deficiency heat. Buzhongyi Qitang has gained significant popularity in Japan, where it is known as Ioto, meaning the king of Kampo medicines. It was reported as the 7th most frequently prescribed formula in South Korea in 2013 and the 5th in Japan in 2012. Conclusion: these 4 schools of thought played a significant role in shaping traditional Chinese medicine. They provided different perspectives on disease causation and treatment strategies, reflecting the complexity of medical thought during the Jinyuan period. Each school offered a unique approach to understanding and treating diseases, contributing to the rich tapestry of traditional Chinese medicine. The diagram below illustrates that the 2 schools at the top, blue border, focused on expelling pathogenic factors, while the 2 schools at the bottom, red border, emphasized tonifying qi and yin. The former schools were more suited for treating acute and infectious diseases, while the latter excelled in tonifying weak constitutions and treating internal medicine conditions. The former influenced the Qing dynasty's Wenbing theory and Japan's Kohoha, while the latter were carried forward by Zhang Jiebin in the Ming dynasty, Korea's Donggibogam, and Japan's Goseiha.